from your perspective, tell us about the team's performance against Tonga. Things went well. A very, very physical team. You conceded tries, maybe some who called soft tries or not. You tell me.
No, I wouldn't say they were soft tries. I don't think anything about that game was soft. I think both teams went out with an extremely physical mindset. I haven't been a part of too many matches where I have seen that many big hits or almost the sound of the collisions being quite impressive. And after the game, we had a lot of guys with a lot of bumps and bruises and cuts and stuff. So I think that game was incredibly tough on both teams in terms of the physical toll it took on them. And a credit to both teams that it was played in such a good spirit. And afterwards, there was a huge amount of appreciation, I think, between the two groups of players about how both teams fronted up and had a bit of an old school go. Yeah.
To coach such a dominant pack, you're going to get plenty of ball, and there's a big responsibility to come up with the options to use well those balls, because you're going to get them.
Yeah, well, I think trying to marry that physicality with a little bit of skill set is important, and I think going into the next however many games, hopefully for us it's another 3 games. You're not going to come up against a pack or an opposition team that aren't physical, that aren't able to mix it, whilst also being able to move the ball around and throw the ball around as well.
How is that relationship, Ireland, South Africa, going on inside the team? Different approaches, different rugby philosophy. A young coach, reporting to Jock and to Rassi, two senior members of World Rugby.
Well, I suppose I've been working with the guys for quite a number of years now, and they've also obviously taken a lot of what they've learned from Ireland back to South Africa and kind of blended a lot of their learnings from there. And also there's a bit of a blend in that we have many players that are playing in the team here that have spent time in Ireland, but also Japan, also France, also England, also Wales. So we've actually got a lot of guys. I think probably us and Argentina are probably more similar in terms of having such a melting pot of different rugby ideas or rugby IQ coming together.
It's a pity, that one of the teams has to go out. No, it's carnage on this side of the draw.
Yeah, it's tough. Yeah, it is tough. And unfortunately, that's just the way it is. The way the teams on this side of the draw, I suppose, have been performing over the last number of years has meant that they're tightly bunched in terms of the world ranking. But often the world ranking doesn't really, mean a huge amount as you go into the knockout stages. And if you look at how Wales have managed to just get result after result, how England have managed to get result after result, you would also say that those teams are in form and could easily beat any of the teams on this side of the draw on the day.
Tell me about Handre is here with all his experience and his kicking, and Mapimpi's gone. Sadly, how hard is such a special member of the team? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, firstly on the Makazole Mapimpi, it's incredibly disappointing that we've had to lose a player. Just the guy is just so competitive. What he brings to the group, how popular he is around the group. It's just a real shame that he's had to withdraw through injury. On the flip side, we have Lukhanyo Am coming in today, and he'll take to the field this afternoon, and will get himself into contention. And as you mentioned earlier, we had a guy like Handre come into the squad over the last 2 weeks, and he's pretty much picked up exactly where he left off. Brought his strengths in terms of his communication, his calmness, the way he can direct the team around. So it's been great, and Lukhanyo getting him in will also be great. But of course we're incredibly disappointed about the loss of Makazole.
And the last one is either way, who you play, nothing but the trophy will do for the Springboks,
Yeah, of course. I mean, I think everyone here, everyone wants to win. Nobody obviously goes out and says getting to X stage or is a good result if they're serious about it. I think all the teams now that are vying for quarterfinal spots are also in their minds at least preparing to go all the way.